Hey,
It was a very good talk. Is there any Kleenex? It was very applicable to me for sure. But unattached and unmoved, you said. And feelings and sensations come and go. Thank you. I'm aware of this. But it hasn't really played out like that for me recently. I remember way back, we had a conversation about somebody who came knocking in the midst of meditation. Somebody knocks on the door, and I exhibited different kind of behavior than the meditative state. And you said, well, it's very interesting when somebody comes knocking. Well, you know, somebody came knocking here. And so after 5 months of chemo every week, followed by radiation, I was, during the last period, in a state of jubilation as I counted every minute, every second, every day to this nightmare will be over with. And it is over with. And I thought I was going to be so happy, and I'm not happy. In fact, I feel in a state of apprehension. So I realized, it will pass, it will pass.
Yeah.
But then comes crying, ad hoc, spontaneous crying. I talk to people and just all of a sudden, just cry. I don't know where this crying is coming from. I cry on the phone. I go to the gas station and talk to the people. I know. I cry. And all of a sudden I cry. I mean, Whole Foods, Safeway, whatever. All of a sudden, this crying is coming. Mm-hmm. And so, also I have bad dreams. They're not necessarily nightmare, kind of nightmare. I don't dream often, but all of a sudden I'm having one dream after another, and they're bad dreams in a sense. And I have to face that something is going on here. Something is happening. And I feel that throughout these 5 months, my dear, you're not a victim. So I'm a can-do, will survive, cheerful, positive, da-da-da, But when this is over with now, in retrospect, I think I have suppressed feelings and they are now coming to the surface. And these feelings are fear. I'm fearful. When I played, the only game I played during this period was bridge, and I used to overplay my cards for those who play bridge, which is, bidding high, and we can go to slam and so on. Now I'm a pussycat. I can barely bid at all. People say, what's happening? You're so... I'm fearful. And I'm fearful about everything. I'm fearful about the weather, about cold. I feel overwhelmed. I feel unconnected. I feel I don't understand really all this, what's going on. And I feel a certain form of terror, and the terror of cancer in general. And the other thing I feel, especially aside from fear, is I feel grief. I feel the loss of innocence. This innocence that I had, which I thought I got a grip on life. You know, strategies in place to be safe and secure, living a pleasant life, going to satsang, knowing unconsciousness, having expansion, glimpses and all of that. Being a vegetarian for, I think, over 10 years at one time, I stopped it. So all these things are put in place for me to be comfortable and to be relaxed, to whatever. And this has all come to stop. Because whatever I did, I got cancer anyway. And then that's what comes into this play when I said not knowing. Not knowing is what else is there to know?
You know, the body got cancer, you didn't. All what you're experiencing sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. We can be sweet with all of that. You can be sweet with the crying, sweet with the sorrow, sweet with the fear. You can be open to all of it. It's arising, yeah? So, if it's arising, why argue with it? Why want anything else than what's arising? Because when you want something different than what's arising, you're adding fuel to the fire. You're complicating a situation that can be simple. The simple beingness with what arises. Whatever is arising, welcome. Crying in the marketplace, welcome. Feeling sorrow and fear, welcome. Feeling that you're losing your grip on life, which is a feeling and thoughts and feeling, welcome. Welcome, all of it can be welcomed. All of it can be welcomed. You see, the welcoming doesn't come from the mind. There is a welcoming that comes from the mind that wants something, because the mind is trading. It says, well, I'll be a vegetarian and I'll go to satsang, but you're going to guarantee me enlightenment and long life, right? I mean, that's the deal, yes, of course. So I'm willing to do that. That's how the mind is a trade. The mind is in the marketplace. It's trading. It's studying, looking at the scene and saying, meditation. Yeah, if I do meditation,
but the heart is also involved in.
I can
get
yes,
is involved
yes. Now that's coming. That's a different conversation. You see, when the heart gets into the scene, then the heart is just openness. The heart is love. The heart is beauty, love, stillness, acceptance. It's an embrace that doesn't discriminate. Doesn't say, okay, I'm going to embrace you, but not you. You see, the heart is effortlessly open, effortlessly love, effortlessly tenderness, effortlessly beauty, effortless compassion. It's not up towards. It is not about me being. It's not serving the self. It's not a personal heart. You see, the heart is a universal heart. That's what's so beautiful about the heart. As soon as we go to the heart, we are in the universal presence, in universal being, universal love. So all these events that you mentioned are they're arising for whatever reason they're arising for. In a way, everything that arises from the source. And what arises from the source is pointing to the source. Yeah, like the gifts that come from Santa, they point to Santa, you see. They refer to the source. But from the mind's perspective, immediately the mind takes the position that I'm this body-mind. And so I have to protect me, which is very lovely in a way, because the mind serves the body to a certain extent. Yes? They work in synchronicity. When there is danger, very quickly there is a scanning, and there is a harmonious interaction between the cooperation between the body and the mind to safeguard the body, you see. So in a way the mind can be a friend, you see. Can be a friend. But when the mind whispers in your ear that you are a mortal body mind, that's not a very nice message. I think that's when the mind had too much to drink and is hallucinating, you see, and it's on some sort of trip. It's on some sort of psychedelic trip, and has lost its mind. The mind has lost its mind, and is whispering to you, "Oh, you're gonna die. You're basically it's telling you you as consciousness, because what are you? Consciousness, presence, awareness." But the mind whispers to you that you as consciousness are connected to this body, and then this body dies, something's going to happen to you being consciousness. You see?
Yes. But these feelings,
yes,
these are feelings.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I don't feel, is the mind part
of it? Well, you know.
I don't feel the mind is...
You're right. I mean, I'm just talking about like what the mind whispers to you, but what the mind does is much less innocent than whispering to you. It goes into your body and it sets up camp. It brings the whole caravan, like when they travel, when they cross the desert, they have 85 camels doing the whole caravan, and it parks it in your body. It parks it in your belly, it parks it in your neck, in your chest, in your face, behind you. It parks it in very subtle places that you'd be surprised how subtle at the feeling level the sense of me is inhabiting the body. That's the bulk of the trickery, is at the feeling level. But the beauty is that you have a tremendous asset available to you, which is the borderless openness of consciousness. That it's not 1,000 yards open, it's not 1,000,000 yards open, it's not 1,000,000,000 yards open, it's borderless. It's a borderless ocean. You have that available to you, so that feeling or sensation arises. It's when you, there was a story I read about, you take a drop or a teaspoon of salt and you put it in a small cup of water and you drink the water. You're going to taste the salted water, yes? Because it's going to be salty when you take 1 spoon of salt and you put it in a cup of water. But you take a spoon of salt and you put it in the ocean, you see? In the ocean. It doesn't salinate the ocean, you see? It's like that way with feelings. I know at the mind level, the mind is going to bring it, says, oh, you know what? I'm going to squeeze you even harder at the feeling level. It's trying to steal your attention to convince you that you are indeed a mortal body mind. Because at the mind level, you got it. You hear the mind's whisper and you say, no, I know myself to be consciousness. I know myself to be the openness of being, the presence. So then the next place where the mind goes is in the body, at the feeling level. Through all the glands, all the breathing, the blood circulation, it goes at the cellular level and it inhabits and it plays. It's a contraction. It basically, if the blood is flowing the best this way, then what the mind will do is it will try to push it so that it'll flow in the wrong direction. This is why some of the sages have shared that upon the complete realization, complete awakening of yourself, of the self, the body changes.
You know, I just want to say that's very right, because even the doctor will say that when there is a contraction, the blood flows in that direction towards the contraction.
Yes.
From a stimulant from the mind.
Yes. So it's okay, to be feeling all these things. Yeah. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem. The fear is like the mind coming to sort of protect you. Like, for example, when you are walking in the forest and you hear a little sound, it's dark, for example, and you hear a little sound. It could be, a dangerous animal or something like that. Who knows? Maybe not in this area, but so there is a contraction at the body level and an alertness. You see, in a way, it serves an important function. Yes. Now, in this case, it's not serving an important function, because what it's basically telling you is that, you are going to die. You say you are this body and you're going to die, and it's just scaring you for no good. So you have to caress it. You have to sort of, appease it. It's okay. You're coming to visit me. That's what you do. That's what you do. You are the fear quality. So you're coming to the right place. There is a lot of room for you here to relax, and we're all love here. Not a problem. You see, we're not gonna keep fear out the door. We're not going to keep it out. If it knocks on the door, welcome. It's welcome, because we're the loving. So if somebody comes, they want coffee, we serve coffee. If they want tea, we serve tea. If they want, banana, we have banana. You see? So we are accommodating. We're accommodating.
What about grief?
Grief. Well, there is sort of like a disguised grief, which is connected to me as a person, let's say, which which is just connected with this fear of death, that I, as consciousness, am going to die, and there is sort of it isn't a sweetness in this grief. Now, there is a sweet grief. There is a sweetness where there's a cherished friend or a cherished pet, or a cherished relationship that ends. There's a tenderness about the memories and the images that arise, and even irrespective of the images arising, still there is a sense of love and beauty, even though the person has departed. Yeah, like this. Even though you're not thinking of that person, there is a warmth. There's a warm space in your heart for that person. If it's your mother or a friend or whatever. There's a sweetness about it. It's not regretting. It's not wishing things to be different. It's not. It's at peace. In a way, it's celebrating the memory. It's sweet. There's a sweetness to it. I feel quite a bit like that towards my mom, This warmth and this sweetness, about her. But it's all welcome. It's all welcome. Yeah. when there is a welcoming, you're not in the mind. You are in a different place than the mind. You are in the love, in the beauty. And that is real. That is real. The love and the beauty and the tenderness, that is real. You see, that is real.
Yeah.
That's the eternal. That's the eternal. You know, it's not the trees or the forests or the homes or the bodies that are eternal. It's the beauty that's eternal. It's the love that's eternal. You see? And it's not personal. Love is not personal. We all know love. How do we all know love? Because it's not my experience and not yours and not yours. It's not like that. It's
free.
Yeah. Freedom is another one of, when there is a relaxation, when you decide out of your freedom to welcome. You see, because nobody can force you to welcome. It won't be a real welcome, Somebody puts a gun in your head for you to welcome something. That's not a real welcome. Welcoming comes from your freedom. You see, the freedom is not the freedom of the body. Freedom is beyond the form. It's not a form quality. It's a formless quality, but it's very real. Out of your freedom, you choose to welcome or to contract. In a way, we choose to buy into the belief that this sensation means there is danger to me, me as this body. But I am not the body. Body appears to me. Yes. It's your freedom to recognize that as well. It's out of your freedom that you recognize that the body as sensations, as events, as experiences, as feelings, as sensations, as thoughts arise to you. And so you recognize that out of your freedom.
So the body appears to me. Yeah, I experience that.
Yes.
As I contemplate, yeah.
Yes, bodily sensations.
The appearance in which the body appears to
me. And if you look at bodily sensations, something awares that. You see, if you, right now, you can turn your attention to any sensation in your body, or your back against the chair, or your feet on the ground. This sensation requires awareness. Without awareness, what would the sensation be? So it arises in awareness as an apparition, as an impression, whatever you want to call it, as a form, as an experience, whatever you want to call it. You see, so it appears to you, your body, what we call my body, or what we call the body, it appears to you is an event that appears to you. What is real is you, is that recognition. See, recognition is a quality not of a body-mind. It's a quality of beyond. So you recognize is a consciousness. It comes from consciousness. Recognizing, understanding. Understanding is not at the mind level. It's between mind. The mind is traveling, because the mind is repeating. You see, the mind is repeating. It's traveling, and at a moment, there is an end of the mind. Okay, and then the mind picks up again. Between the end of and the beginning, there is understanding. It's understanding. It's a mind gap. This is what is real. When you say I got it, you're having an experience of reality. There's a real. There's a reality to that. I got it.
Would you call it knowing as well?
Knowing, yes, right. There is a recognition, and that is real. The mind is dreaming. I'm doing yesterday, tomorrow, I should do that. Oh, she shouldn't have, I will. Why didn't I? And so on. And at some moment, the mind becomes interested in something else besides that. It starts becoming interested in, gee, what's going on here? I'm hearing some chatter. What is going on here? So, but it continues to chatter, and it's chattering and it's going on. And it's asking what's going on here simultaneously, and then the question, what is going on here, becomes more and more interesting. It becomes more and more. So before it knows it, the mind becomes obsessed. It's like, what is going on here? What is going on here? And at some point, it's still the mind. At some point, gazumba, there is, lightning. Mind stops. There is consciousness reveals itself. That's what's going on here. Reality, full-fledged reality. The reality of consciousness. You have been a dream and are a dream. This is a flash of reality. And the mind comes back again. Oh, I just had an experience. I just had an out of body. I had an out of body experience. I think I am enlightened. And let me. Oh, I'm enlightened. I got it. I'm gonna write a book. It's whatever. But the reality, what is real, is that no mind. Now that reality that I'm talking about is the reality of consciousness that is eternal. You see, what I just told you, the story I just told you, is not really true, because the truth is that reality is never interrupted. It's not an on-off. It has no on-off switch. Reality has no on-off switch. It is 24/7 borderless presence. It's just that the veils of the mind are seemingly in the way. Yeah, like you are sitting at a party, wonderful people, very beautiful, men and women. Many of them are available and they'd like to meet you and get to know you, but you are thinking about your ex that you left her or him 20 years ago, and you're still you are at the party, but not really, you see. So
you're there.
Right, but yet you're there, you see. But yet you're there. You're there, but you're there. The fact is, so this aware presence that we're talking about is not something that you perceive with your senses, with the senses, but it's that the directness of your being, this very moment. Directly, you are directly bathed. You not bathed in that. You are all of it. You are that. You are that borderless presence. Yes. Okay.
Thank you. I was reading one of Rupert's books